You are welcome here, just the way you are. No more hiding tears, no more covering scars. You are welcome, holy welcome. You are welcome here, just the way you want to be. Bring your deepest hopes and all your wildest dreams. You are welcome, holy welcome, holy welcome. You are welcome here, just the way you are. No more hiding tears, no more covering scars. You are welcome, holy welcome. You are welcome here. There's something in the air, the dream of life in love, with minds that rest in prayer, sparking joy we're in awe. No matter where your path has been or time will somehow flies, like souls will come home again. True friendship ever thrives. Is this where the magic happens? Can you feel the hearts revealed right now in you and me? The secret is wherever we are. There's something in a smile that can turn a day around. Moments so worthwhile when we find common ground. No matter what the day might bring, right here we can align, knowing that we will be seen as perfect, whole, divine. This is where the magic happens. Let's feel all the hearts, from close to me and me to you. The secret is wherever we are. So meet me where the magic happens, feeling all the hearts ignited now in you and me. The secret is wherever, the secret is whenever, the secret is together we are.
Good morning. We're so happy that you joined us this morning here at CSL St. George. What a beautiful day. This is our last service of August. I don't know where our summer's gone, but very, very glad you're here with us again today. So, welcome. Who are we? Well, we are an open, loving, and inclusive community that supports thinking creatively and living a deeply spiritual life. So, our service team today, let me tell you who's joining us, who's helping us. So, behind the scenes, we have Marina Anderson. She is also president of our core council and our resident Star Tech. I'm Gwen Hadley. I'm also, I'll be hosting. I'm also a member of the core council. We have a special treat. We have Donnie Lee. He's joined us once before to provide our music. He's a professional musician from Las Vegas. And practitioner Sue Fulmer will be giving our invocation. We're very glad to have Tony Kovach. She'll be doing our reading today, and then our own senior minister, Reverend Joe Kovach. So that's the lineup. And now I'm going to introduce. Good morning, Donnie. We're so glad you joined us again today.
Good morning, Gwen. Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here. How are you?
I'm excellent. Looking
Wonderful.
forward to hearing you.
Very good. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to sharing with you all today. So, I will be sharing the prayer song, and following this song, Sue Fulmer, practitioner Sue Fulmer, will be joining us to do our invocation. Very good. Abracadabra, as I speak, I create. Frequencies align when I meditate. Abracadabra, as I speak, I create. Frequencies align when I meditate. I will not be fooled by the things that I see. I will only move on what I believe. For I am in spirit and it in me. Won't you agree? Abracadabra, as I speak, I create. Frequencies align when I meditate. Abracadabra, as I speak, I create. Frequencies arise when I meditate.
Abracadabra, I love the magic. Thank you. Please join me in affirmative prayer. And what you find resonates with you, please accept that as your voice as I speak the prayer. We breathe in that full breath of life and come to recognition of the presence that is in, around us, always present. I love that feeling of aligning and being in vibration with that beautiful presence, that omniscience, that omnipotence, knowing that God, Father, Mother, God, Creator, all that we use names to describe that wonderful presence, it is ours, it is us, it is around us and with us. Never alone. And I am in realization today that we are here together to honor, to love up each other, and to learn and grow in this philosophy and in the abundance of our lives. I love and appreciate the leadership of this organization, CSL, Centers for Spiritual Living, in our beautiful community of St. George. I appreciate the beginnings of our CSL in this community with Reverend Josie. And I appreciate our wonderful minister, Reverend Joe Kovach, and know that his words are spoken with spirit and with the direction of spirit to enter our hearts. May we be open to that message. May it guide and direct us for happier lives. That's why we're here, for the joy of living. I realize the miracle and the magic of the internet and the technology that is taking this message out to the world, knowing that we are a pocket of peace right here in St. George at CSL. And our peace and loving vibrations go out to the world. I love and appreciate the law of God that is always in action, always looking for the best and highest good to bless us. And our thoughts bring that blessing. I am grateful for that. Release this to the law and say, and so it is.
Thank you so much for that wonderful invocation, Sue. Practitioner Sue Fulmer. Very good. Abracadabra, as I speak, I create. Frequencies align as I meditate. Abracadabra, as I speak, I create. Frequencies align when I meditate. I will not be fooled by the things that I see. I will only move on what I believe. For I am in spirit and it in me. Won't you agree? I will close my eyes and breathe. I'll release all tension in me. I will smile with my heart before I speak what I see. Oh, what I see. Abracadabra, as I speak, I create. Frequencies align when I meditate. Thank you.
Oh, I love that, Donnie. That was a great song.
Thank you so much.
So, hi, everybody. My name is Tony Kovach, and I'm doing today's reading. Don't know if you can see that here. It's coming from the Science of Mind from this month, August. And I'm reading from August 23rd, and it's called Lessons and Choices. It says, at any moment, I could start being more of the person I dreamed to be. But which moment should I choose? That's a quote from Ashley Brilliant. Never limit your life by any past experience. And that's from Ernest Holmes, The Science of Mind, page 187. And the reading today says, the only place the past exists is in your mind. It can rule the present only if you allow it to. You are not your past. None of your past events define you. There is a wonderful story about two monks, one young and one older, who are about to cross a river. A young woman approaches them and asks for help crossing the river. The older monk picks her up and carries her across. The young monk is upset because touching a woman is against their vows. Finally, after a few hours, he confronts the older monk. The older monk replies, I put her down hours ago. Why are you still carrying her? If you make a mistake and hurt somebody, forgive yourself and move on. Remember, we all do our best we can in the moment. Looking back keeps us in pain. Try to learn from it and move on instead of carrying old baggage. Home advised, erase thoughts of yesterday that would rob you of today's happiness. When we keep putting the same thoughts out to the universe, we keep getting the same results back. If we want to have new experiences, we have to think new thoughts. We must make decisions about what serves us and what does not. Then we must release what no longer serves. If we don't, we can't grow. I read about a 90-year-old woman who was discussing her life with a group of younger women. She said, "When you get to be my age and you look back over your life, you don't go to regret or blame. You realize that life has been about lessons and choices you have made. I love the lessons, and I love that I can make choices." Today's affirmation says, "Today I release the past. I live in the present moment. I take the lessons I have learned and I use them to live a more spiritual and loving life. I become the person I am meant to be." And I chose this reading just simply for what that affirmation just said. It's just sometimes when I'm not feeling my best self, and I go within, I can recognize it's coming from a past event or a past, series of choices. And why am I staying there? It no longer serves me. So just remembering to stay in the present moment and move forward and make different choices. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much for that reading, Tony. I'm excited to share this next song because I think it really connects with the theme for today and that reading specifically. So it's a familiar song that you may know, but we've changed the words just a little bit. And I hope you all enjoy this piece. Oh. Whoa. The song says this. When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hits my eyes, and something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind, then I go within, and the world's alright with me. Oh, I'm grounded once again, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. I know a lovely day. Every day is a lovely day. When the day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face, when someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I go within, and the world's alright with me. Oh, I'm grounded once again, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. When I open my eyes, a lovely day. Oh, then I go within, and I find that it's lovely every time I lift my heart. Oh, lovely day. Oh, do no. Then I go within, and the world's alright with me. Oh, I'm grounded once again, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day.
a lovely day. A lovely day.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. And you go have a lovely day, my friend.
Thank you. You too, Gwen.
Oh, beautiful music, beautiful words spoken. Oh, so we continue August, this last day, living out loud with passion and purpose. And I know Reverend Joe has a lot of both. So it's my pleasure to bring him up.
Up.
Good morning. How are you?
Whoop. My passion is overflowing. How are you today,
Oh,
Gwen?
my passion is overflowing as well. So
It's a lovely day, right?
it is for sure.
Well, thank you. Good morning, beloved community. And first of all, great job for the music again, Donnie. Thank you for assisting us. And two great songs, Abracadabra and It's a Lovely Day, which interesting, it followed Tony doing her reading because that's one of Tony's favorite songs. So well done there, bonus points. And let's have an attitude check. How are we doing? Are you feeling passionate? Are you feeling alive today? Are you feeling good? Are you willing to feel good? Because I know a lot of people in my life right now have the sniffles and the phlegm and all that stuff going on. Yet we have a choice to reach for that best feeling that we can, one step at a time. That's what we can do. Before I continue any further, I want to give props and thanks for practitioner Eugene Holden stepping in to give me a break last week. As always, a wonderful talk, and I just appreciate his passion. And he is definitely someone who is living their purpose out loud. So thank you, Eugene. And we're going to continue. We're going to wrap up this idea of my passion, my purpose. We've been talking about it all month. And this week, we're going to just kind of close it out with some emphasis, bring it into the light. And when I say it, them, meaning our passion. Tony's reading was spot on in the sense of that, you know what, most of us choose, because we're not victims, we choose not to live a passionate life because we're holding on to so much, usually failure from the past, often trauma from the past, and that in a sense robs us of today because we bring that past into the now. And there's no going back and healing that. It's healing it right here and now. And one of the best ways is to open up energetically and feel the passion. It's there for our taking. It's there for our experience. So let us boldly go forward. The universe does not make mistakes. Let's start with that grounding foundation statement. The universe does not make mistakes. You, we are here by divine appointment. I choose to believe that we have chosen ourselves consciously to be here and now in the situations that we have, at least in the very beginning, and had an idea of what we wanted to experience in this time-space reality that we call life. Okay. And I know that we are the perfect co-creators that work with spirit, with consciousness. That is all. And we get to or get to not follow through, live a life that we love. How about that? So let's have another attitude check. Are you feeling any better? Right? We get that choice no matter where you are at. And I mean that. No matter how low or how high, this is an infinite life and there's always more. And it doesn't always come, and when I say more, my mind goes to quantity, but I'm just talking experience. You know, we use the word more, but to feel more, what does that mean? It could be a width, right? A width, a breadth of just more love, more joy, more opportunities where life says, yes, I heard you. Yes, we all have a purpose. Some of us know it. Some of us are working on it. Some of us are not knowing it, and that's okay. And the more that we tap into and choose to tap into this inner guidance that we have, the greater awareness that we have on that. And even if we're fully aware of it, I do choose to believe that, that is ever evolving. Why? Because we're ever evolving. So why would our passions stay the same? And it doesn't mean I'm going to completely, like a career, switch. It may, but again, what does it look like? The vision may change depending on where you're standing. And so, 10 years ago, well, maybe, I would say 10 years ago, even when I was still in the very beginning stages of this teaching, I did not see myself as being a minister, let alone leading a center the way this is. And yet it feels so natural. I'm growing into it. I have a long way to go, but I do believe that I'm living the purpose that I came here to do, at least in this moment. And here's a story that I heard, well, a short story, which is graveyards are filled with dreams and visions unfulfilled. Let me say that again. The graveyards are filled with dreams and visions unfulfilled. So now is the time. And I want to make sure that we're moving from just thinking about it to practical application, because that's necessary for things to show up in the world. I can have, again, the graveyard, all these great ideas die in the graveyard if we don't take action, if we don't share them. I mean, we may have a great idea and not know how, but you know what? Maybe I share that with somebody else and they know how. Our teaching, our philosophy, our religion of science of mind and spirit, it's metaphysical, meaning it has a lot to do with thought. And we talk about thoughts and beliefs all the time. What can you do with that? And I struggled with that in the beginning and sometimes still, right? It's thought and I have to wait for it to show up, or do we, right? We can't really touch it. We can feel it, and that's part of it. But yet actualizing, meaning when we get the urge, when we get the thought to take action, that's when it's important to do that, to follow it. Because what we're saying is okay, here's a yes. And I don't know if now we question. And again, the universe does not make mistakes. Okay. And I'm, how old am I? I'm 53. And when I feel like I grew up, there's a lot of messages about, don't miss your ship, because once it comes in, if you miss it, you're done. That whole one and done thing. I don't believe in that anymore. And I can tell you from the time I let that belief go, that my world really began to open up. Because why wouldn't it? If I shift from, well, it's gone, then I'm not even going to look for it. Why would it ever show up? Or I can have, okay, well, that ship sailed. Okay, just like any other event, it's in the past and moving forward. So we are here to demonstrate, as in manifest, as in create. We are here to take thought and into form and experience. That's what we are doing. That's how we are co-creators. Okay, we all have the power of the universe at our disposal, and we limit it with our own belief. Ernest Holmes says that all the time. We can take and receive as much as we are willing to embody. Quote from Bob Proctor, if I can get that to work. There we go. The biggest gap in life is between what we know and what we do. Bam. And look, I'm not trying to, I'm not better than any of you. There are many, many ideas, great ideas. I fired me up. And I still haven't done anything on them. Now, maybe that just wasn't the thing, or maybe it was, but here's what I do know. Okay. I am still right here and now living on purpose, living my passion. So I might have missed it before, but just like as I evolve, thought evolves, and it's always going to do that. And so again, we've chosen to be here, and we get to choose pull down from the infinite levels of conscious, of quantum soup, as some people call it, right? We draw down with our individual thought, our reality. And it's our reality. Yes, we are living collectively, and we have a say in our own life. It's vibrational, right? So think of like a radio station. Okay, if somebody is interfering with your music, then in a sense, we are somehow, some way allowing that to happen. Okay, so again, the more we tap in and know and embody our own passion, okay, we give ourselves permission, because what I know about the law, capital L, the law of life, says yes to everything we say, which is why it's important to know what we are saying. And we're not always saying it with just words, but through vibration, our desires, our unspoken desires. The universe says yes. And that's often why things take a little time to show up, because we're wishy-washy. We kind of take 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I say, I want this, but now I want this with polka dots. And then 3 days later, I don't want polka dots. I want this. And that's okay. That's part of the creation of life. So I do believe that we have been placed in this universe to share what we uniquely can only express. Everyone that is listening to this, you are unique. You are not a carbon copy of anyone. You are a beautiful expression of the divine, uniquely like a prism coming through as you. And your unique qualities, your unique spirit is what is needed in this world, right? Your soul has qualities that no one else can express in the way that you can express it. And that to me is inspiring. Okay. Bob Proctor again says, change is constant and inevitable, but personal growth is not. Right? So it is a choice. Okay. So we can have all these wonderful thoughts, but again, if we simply don't act on them, then we are not going to grow. And how do we know if we're not growing? How do you feel? Do you feel stuck? Do you feel depressed? Do you feel anxious? Right? All these, I'm going to turn them in negative emotions. And I'm not saying they're bad. What I mean by negative is they're going against our natural joy, love, compassion, empathy. Right? So I'm not making anybody wrong, because look, there are times when I don't take action and I feel it. And I've trained myself and educated myself to now become aware of, okay, what is this feeling? I'm not giving the power to the circumstance or the person outside of me. I'm owning it. And I ask you to too, because that's what we have to do in order to grow personally. Henry David Thoreau says, if a person advances confidently in the direction of their dreams and endeavors to live the life they have imagined, they will meet success unexpected in common hours. Now, I could break this down. I do a whole workshop on a longer part of this quote is part of a longer quote by Thoreau. But just that fires me up. Just advance confidently. Make one small step. Maybe that step is, again, the next best thought. Release one thought for a better feeling thought. Sometimes it's a simple word that changes it. I've changed many things in my life from I have to I choose to. I have to go to work. No, I don't have to go to work. I choose to go to work. That's empowering. That feels different. That's a different energy coming from me. And when we're talking about our passion, our purpose, I get to fill in the blank for you. I get to teach children. I get to counsel children and be there for them in times of crisis. I get to be a father. I get to be a husband, and so on. These are privileges, and not everybody gets to have those. Again, in my unique life, I'm grateful for all that shows up. And that one change helped me quite a bit, particularly when I choose to go on nutritional diets. I'm like, oh, I can't eat that today. No, Joe, you choose to not eat that today. And it's not for the rest of your life. It's just for a short while. Make some changes. And the other powerful change of word is adding the word yet. Sometimes I'm saying, oh, it hasn't happened. Oh, wait, comma, yet. It hasn't happened yet, meaning I'm open to it happening. So recognizing too, I mentioned the graveyard a little while ago, that hey, we're in this human body and we are here for a specific time, and we don't know what it is. We are going to physically transition from this physical world back into consciousness. That is what we choose to believe. You can hold what you want. I do believe that essence that we are is infinite and eternal. If we are made in the image and likeness of God, it must be. Say so. But keep this in mind, right? I don't know where you are in your timeline. I don't care. You can be as young as 7 or 5 or whatever, but why put things off, right? Why wait, right? Every one of us, if I ask you right now to think of something that you knew that you didn't do that turned out amazing many, many years later, and I'm not going to use the word regret because I choose not to. I'm just saying if we had made that choice earlier, we kind of, robbed ourselves of X amount more time of the experience that we really wanted, right? So how would we live differently if we knew we only had, I was going to make my transition in 3 years from now? How would that affect me, right? What different decisions would I make? What thoughts would I let go? What beliefs would I let go? How would I change? And then I come back to why. Why would I don't know when I'm going to make my transition. So why would I just I don't need that to motivate me. And I challenge you to motivate yourself here and now. Don't put it off. And if you're not there yet, that's okay. I suggest that we don't make ourselves wrong. I've said this a million times, and I'll continue to say that because I still do it, even as I talk about it. The great Jim Rohn, and if you don't know who he is, look him up. He's got so many quotes, and he's a very wise person. He says, if I get my thing to change, there we go. The reason why most people face the future with apprehension instead of anticipation is because they don't have it well designed. They don't have it well designed. What does that mean? What he's saying is having a foundation and a belief that it can happen. We may not, this is not talking about the specifics, right? That's another reason why we don't get started is because we don't have the whole plan in our head. That's not what he's saying here. What he's saying here is just the attitude, right? Thoughts, feelings, actions. They must be in alignment in order for us to manifest what we want. We need to be a vibrational in congruence with our vibration of what we say we want and where we're at. And what he's saying is basically we don't believe we can have it. That's it. And again, often, I don't know how I could ever blah, 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 fill in the blank. And so we let it go. Right. So when we design something new, it is always important to put first things first. And what is always first is recognizing the divine one presence and power that is. Okay. Notice I didn't say all because it is. Okay. Then I feel the next step, if we're going to manifest and live our passion and live passionately, is to know with enthusiasm, with every ounce of energy and focus, that you are that presence and power, period. Embody that to the level that you can here and now. Soak it in, take it in. Wherever you're at, that's where you're at today. The next question is, what can I do? What can you do and when I say do, it doesn't necessarily mean action as in doing this, but sometimes thought. What thought can I change? What can we do to take a step towards? Mary Morrissey, a great teacher and mentor of mine, says when we're looking to manifest something and to live the way we want to live, if it wasn't impossible, what could I do today to take a step towards having that happen? And that just, you're opening your mind, which is connected to, because it is, as we say, connected as if we're over here and God's mind's over here. No. It's all one. But in our words, make it easy to understand. So we open to and recognize ourselves that, okay, there's a way. What can I do? And then that's where we get the inner guidance. Just be quiet for a moment. Take a breath. Settle down. Ask that question. Is there anything that I could do right now? And sometimes it may be, just to sit and think about it, to sit and feel about it. That's something that we don't practice enough of, in my opinion. I think about things, But why am I thinking about it? Because of the experience I want to have and how that's going to make me feel. Hear that. That's gold right there. Anything we do is because we believe we're going to feel better in the having of it, the doing of it, the experience of it. So thought is good, but they go a little deeper. Okay, so here I am living my life. I've just opened my own coffee shop. I've always wanted to do that. And I'm thinking about it, right? And I could think and I could see the colors of the cups and I could see customers and that's facts. But now put myself in there. Oh, the interactions I'm having and the customer smiles make me feel so good and so on and so on, right? Fill in your passion, your dream. Reverend Christian Sorensen says, without you, infinite potential remains just that, potential. It stays unformed possibility. It is you who are needed by life for its potential to take form. So what is this saying? Take it in. What it's saying is a very similar, well, he's saying is what the Kabbalah, the teachings of the Jewish mystic teaching, Kabbalah, says literally that humanity needs God, God needs humanity, right? So we need God, in other words, that consciousness, that power to manifest, and God, who is consciousness, needs humanity to manifest in form, to have that experience. Otherwise, it's just thought. And that's an ancient teaching. And so it's a reminder that, yes, you're needed. And when we're talking about our passion and living the life of our dreams, so many people go to the biggest house and cars and big, probably the Western culture and so on. But if we go within and really are honest with ourselves, what is the experience that we want to have? That's the dream. And maybe you're already doing it and we don't even recognize it. You know, I love people who are living their lives passionately, even if it's a temporary thing. And I use this example quite often. A number of years ago, we had an exterminator and he loved what he did. He was very knowledgeable about all of it. He helped us many times figure things out and keep the insects where they belong, which is on the outside of the house. But it was inspiring. And now I'm not, like I wouldn't normally talk about bugs and things like that, but just feeling this gentleman's presence and how he was passionate about serving us and helping us. So that's really, what is that? How can we serve? And often we'll see, and we'll find our passion through that way. All right. Francis Larimer Warner says, spirit is substance which forms itself according to your demands and must have a pattern from which to work. A pan of dough is as willing to be formed into bread as a biscuit. It makes little difference to spirit what we demand. Now, a couple things I want to point out there. One, we have to have an idea, right? And if we're not sure, then we open to that idea. We say, I am now willing. Universe, I am now willing to receive to be guided towards that thing that I could be and do that lights me up and I could be of service. Now, the other idea is, if we have an idea, what this the part of this, it talks about, well, life, or what we call law, or he says spirit, sorry, what we call law, says, look, it doesn't matter what you're planting into the soil of life. It just says yes. So if you want X, you can have capital X. You don't have to settle for small x or litty bitty or anything like that. You can have it all. And what I mean, again, and I'm not talking about always more, but more experience, more love, more joy, etc. And then again, he says, what we demand of the law. Yes. Why can we do that? Because that's who we are. Okay. We're not making ourselves better than that. We're just saying with emphasis, this is what I want to experience. Right. So, excuse me. the last talk I had, I mentioned Dead Poet Society, and what will your verse be, right? And most of us know that movie, if you know it, because of the main phrase "Carpe Diem," which is Latin for "seize the day." And in the movie, he talks about the teacher, John Keating, which is played by Robin Williams. He has this group of boys, and he brings them out into the hallway to take a look at this picture of old students. And he says, basically, they're all pushing up daisies now. All their dreams are gone, and they had their chance. And now it is your time to seize the day. And he says, carpe diem, seize the day, boys. Make your lives extraordinary. Extraordinary. You have to get out of our comfort zones to do that. And that in order to seize the day, we have to do things that we haven't done before, maybe think new thoughts, be willing to change. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but it's only uncomfortable because it's not known yet. It doesn't mean it's not better for you. Eric Butterworth says, mankind is not in the world to set it right, but to see it rightly. Right seeing is the passport from illusion to accomplishment. So let's take it again. See it rightly. Attitude check. How are we doing? Attitude, 3 things: thoughts, feelings, actions. Are we in alignment? When we embrace our passion, our purpose, that thing that we are called to do or be, then we deliberately step into our power. When we add our voice to our vision, it has a far-reaching impact, and we may not even know about it, right? And right away, there are still times when, and I giggle because a student will hit me up on Facebook Messenger, and it's been 10 or more years, and they say, hey, I just want you to know I really appreciated ... And I'm like, okay, I'm doing this. It feels good, and life is letting me know that. Right. Another part in Dead Poets, the teacher, John Keating, stands up on his desk, and then he invites students to do the same, to walk over and step up on his desk and stand there and look around for the reminder that we should be constantly looking at things in a different way. Otherwise, we get comfortable. So, excuse me, Ralph Waldo Emerson says, Pythagoras was misunderstood, and Socrates, and Jesus, and Luther, and Copernicus, and Galileo, and Newton, and every pure and wise spirit that ever took flesh. To be great is to be misunderstood. What is he saying in my opinion? You have to be you. With unapologetically be you. If you are what you're doing and you are in that flow and you open yourself as a channel to the divine, you're not hurting anybody. There's no way you would be hurting anybody. You would never do anything you can't hurt someone when you're in alignment with the divine. It's way off vibration. Neil Donald Walsh says, you will see that it is who you have been, not what you have done, that matters to your soul. And you will see that it is your soul that is who you are. So what I simply say to this is, when we are creating an avenue for our beingness to be known, this is what it means to have an experience. An experience creates. What does it create? It creates feeling and emotion. Again, this is why we do. Everything we do is because we believe we will feel better or be better because of the experience and the having of it. So it doesn't have to be hard, and I want it to be fun. So you can start at any age and recognize your genius, your passion. I have a couple examples of that. Hopefully the video, the volume is good. You may have to adjust your own volume. And I'm trying to get this to switch. There we go. Load it. This is.
Show me where Michigan is. Yes, good girl. Smarty pants dance. Smarty pants dance.
Smarty pants
All right, come here. Show me where Florida is. Florida. Good girl. Come here. Show me where Texas is. Good girl. Smarty pants dance. Come here, smarty pants. All right, let's do a hard one. Where's Massachusetts? Very good. Good girl. Smarty pants dance. Smarty pants dance. Here I go with the smarty pants dance. All right, last one. Show me Oregon. Where's Oregon? Very good. Yay! Smarty pants dance. Smarty pants dance. Lola does the smarty pants dance.
Cute, right?
Show me where.
I gotta pause and get to the next slide. Okay. So I love that, right? Smarty pants dance. I mean, how brilliant. How brilliant. And I'm sure there's some adults who couldn't do that. And I don't know if I could, if you didn't write them down, if I could name all 50 states and where they're at. So amazing. Now, this next short clip is, and I believe I may be wrong. I think it's Greg, not Greg, Nicholas. Jack Nicholas. And so I don't know if you can hear it well, but basically they're at a golf game, and it's not a typical game, obviously, because you'll see he walks over and challenges them and so forth. But it's what he says is, in case you can't hear it, the guy in black has a long putt over a couple hills, and he says, quote, "There's no chance putting it." And the other guy's like, he says, "Well, why?" He says, "You just hit a good putt. That's all you got to do, right? It's simple." And then he says, "Well, you want me to show you how?" And I'll let you see how that goes.
Wait, there's no chance putting it.
Why? You said a good putt.
There's no
Want me to show
chance.
you how to putt it?
You can't. There you go. Yeah, show me how to do it.
Don't you love it, right? We make things so difficult. And we're like, how many of us wouldn't say a word, right? Wouldn't challenge it, and obviously it was a friendly challenge. But I just love that. And I saw the date, like 2010. I've had it since then because it just reminds me all the time. Just step up. Just step up and be you. Even if you didn't sink it, right? That's okay. But it's fun, and it should be fun. And that's another way you're going to know that you're on the path that you should be on, because you're having fun no matter what. Passion, purpose, we're just going to end, is synonymous with love and joy. So let's close with our affirmation. If I can get the slide there. There we go. So affirmation, we are affirming, we are saying yes to, and as we add our intention to it, it adds that power of intention, as Wayne Dyer would say, to it. So this is one of the ways we can begin to assist ourselves creating, is speaking power into the words that we use, and so that they are life-affirming words. So say it with me together. I passionately and boldly share my purpose with the world. So let us close with some prayer, affirmative prayer. Join me if you like, recognizing there is only one life being lived. I speak in the first person. So what I know to be true is that life is passion being lived. That everywhere I look, everywhere I see, everything I experience is that power and that presence, that energy and essence of spirit, of the universe, evolving, unfolding for my best good and those around me. Yes, I say yes to life is getting better every day. I say yes to, I am living my passion right here and now. I may not even know to the extent, but I am living it. I am affirming that. I know that I am evolving, and as I evolve, my passion evolves with me. My purpose is known, that it is who I am, and that I am an open channel of spirit to bring love and joy and compassion and empathy, to assist in healing the traumas that are happening and have happened. that I am here to be a healing presence simply by being me, no matter what that means. And I know that that which is called God and many other names is who I see through my eyes in every person, in everything. It is happening not by accident. It is happening by divine appointment, that I am here by divine appointment, that God loves me. Why? Because I am that. I am the divine in expression. I may not understand that fully, but I can embody it to the level of my being now. And I know it's true because I reap the rewards of it. My life is good with a capital G. And I know that this good blesses CSL St. George and its community members. It blesses the leadership. It blesses St. George as a community at large. It blesses the world. That every day the level of consciousness is rising, that the level of love and joy is rising everywhere on this planet, that the planet herself is guiding us, loving us where we are, to being better yet. Love that word, yet. I know that life is infinite. I know that I am eternal. And yet I choose in this moment to begin to live my passion and purpose out loud. And as we choose to do this collectively, the world changes and changes for the better. We are happy with where we were, and we are absolutely in appreciation with where we know we are going, which is right here, right now, expanding forever and forevermore. So we're blessing those that need healing. We see them as perfect, whole, and complete. We know that God doesn't make junk. God is only blessing God. It is with absolute thanks and with passion we affirm this together by saying, and so it is.
Joe, your enthusiasm and passion are just so contagious. You leave me with no words other than thank you for being you.
Thank you. That's kind enough. Thank you so much for that.
Oh, what a great service today. So now we have some announcements. Community Care Circle continues. You can see the phone number there on the screen. If you need a chat, if you know of someone that could use a kind word or a card, please get in touch. Prayer requests, you can see it on the website. Our practitioners will pray with you, for you, just whatever you need. We are so here for you. At noon, we'll have our continued conversation on the topic of the talk, and just a chance to just connect with each other, even though it's remotely. That connection is real, and we appreciate seeing you all so much. Our next in-person gathering, September the 10th. So all of the information, more information is in the newsletter and on the website for all of these events. So, finally, as I said, August went quickly, and our summer's gone, but what comes back in the fall is our book club returns. September the 14th from 6 to 7. Sue Fulmer, the book she's chosen is What's in the Way is the Way by Mary O'Malley. So please, the link there is on your screen. Please let Sue know if you're interested. It's always such a wonderful discussion. So we'll hope you join. And last week in my talk, when we were talking about passion and do something that you love, and I said whether it's take a class, whatever, well, the classes are finally coming. So our foundation class is going to start on September the 16th. through November the 18th, so 10 weeks. So please, Saturday mornings, what a way to start your weekend. Email interest. You can see the site there and let us know if you're interested in doing that. You know, I did foundation class many, many years ago, and I'm thinking of doing it again. So abundant prosperity. There's so many ways that you can help us. As we are here for you, we know that you are here for us. So you can give with Zelle. Zelle is a bank-to-bank transfer, which is my personal favorite. You can give online. PayPal link is there on the website, or scan the little QR code, or also give by mail. Whatever you can do, we appreciate. So upcoming Sundays, we've got Reverend Joe, both Sundays. On September the 3rd, I Love Myself So Much. And on the 10th, in person, Love on a Spectrum. So please join us if you can. All right, Marina's popping us up. She's our star tech.
Thank you, Gwen.
Can I make a quick regarding the education? It is on Zoom. The plan is, though, to have the last date in person in St. George. So some people, it's going to be too difficult to do that every week. However, the last week, which is when we present our projects, which is the most fun. Anyway, we will be in person, and the times for that will be 9:30 till noon, and that's Mountain Time.
Great.
So I want to make sure everybody's aware of that.
Exciting stuff is in the works.
So, Gwen, I hope you do join us.
Thank you. Okay, our closing affirmation. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life.
Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is in all that I do.
I am it, I embrace it, and I share it.
Just the way that it is, and just the way that it is becoming. Thank you.
Thank you. Life.
And thank you. Thank
Thanks
everybody.
for being here, everyone.
Donnie, thank you. We'll see you in our meeting.